Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Zengo and this is going to be the 13th video in this series. Basically, I'm going to show you guys how today to make an author.php. And the problem is actually not in the author.php. The problem lies in just getting the information of the author itself and posting it and showing it. Author.php is basically responsible in the template hierarchy just to show the author page. So basically, if you have an author, this is just going to show the author page and the author posts that are related to that author. So let me show you the template files that are used. I have over here 5 files that basically, if you're like clicking on a link that's related to the author, it's gonna take you there to these files. So first off, it searches for an author.nice name. If it's not there, it's gonna go to author.id. And right now we're gonna not use this or this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an author.php. So what I need you to do is just go into your Visual Studio Code, create a new file called author.php like I made over here, and you could use the simple template over here, the sample template file. Let me just show you what I did over here. I just changed the author itself page. This is a little bit of a custom one, but if we get this one, it's gonna work as well, but for now just no styling in this one. And basically this one was already based on the, let me just save that. Alright, let me just, alright, I saved it in the wrong place, I'm sorry. So if you just refresh that, see, here it is. So basically this is the default template page. But however, like I said, I'm just gonna use the styled one for now, which includes some cards, Bootstrap 5 cards, where let me show you an example of a Bootstrap 5 card. There it is. Alright, a Bootstrap 5 card. I'm gonna go over this quickly because I don't want this video to go over the time. But basically, you're just gonna start a div with the class of card. You could limit the width if you don't want it to be like I made it like this, like 100%. They just made it at 18 rem. You could add an image, a card body, a card title, paragraph, and this is basically what I did over here. But I added just a grid column, large column of 12, and I added text center, and also added the style of justify content center. I also added a container fluid so everything inside that could be fluid and responsive, as you can see. And after that, I just ended the while loop. And after that, I already explained this, but let me show you something else. This is basically the sidebar. This is where the search itself is showing, and we're gonna do this in another video. We're basically gonna create a custom sidebar. But let me show you the problem we're facing. The problem we're facing right now is the code I actually added in single.php, which actually gets the author information. If we remove this, it's not gonna show the author over here. So we could get to the author.php over here just by going into the link itself, just getting the link itself, and that would work. But for now, that is not what I'm trying to show you guys. I'm also going to show you how to actually access the the author from your posts or wherever you want to add it. But for now, we're just going to add it into the single post because that's where we need it. Alright, so I'm gonna go quickly over this. This video is still not that long. So basically, you're just gonna go into your single.php. You're gonna open up a PHP tag. You're gonna create a global variable that's called WordPress database. Basically, this is a access abstraction class that interacts with SQL that's inside WordPress without actually writing code. Let me show you how this actually is made. So check out this post author ID, which is the most important variable in this PHP tag we started, which basically is just a couple of variables that just we're getting the information, like I said. Init is just an integer, and a WordPress database, that's going to be a get variable, and then tell the WordPress database to prepare. And there's the SQL code that we added, but we didn't add it in SQL. We added it over here in PHP, as you can see. So we're just gonna select the post author from the global WordPress database posts, where the ID is equal to this. It's just a syntax and the post ID. So basically, we're getting the post author ID, so we could, for example, get the author ID. Uh, so basically, the author ID is just the author ID. So an author has an ID of 0, 1, whatever. And the post author ID is also connected to that. So you're basically getting the post author ID to the author ID, if you know what I mean. So you could just show, like for example, if this is made by another person, that would show that it's made by another person. Uh, in the display name, we're just getting the author ID and the display name. And in the author avatar, this is where we actually need the most. We're gonna use get avatar. However, that didn't work for me alone. That's why I did this logic. I tried doing the logic that I found on Stack Overflow, to be honest with you guys, but this one worked seamlessly with me. So basically, we're just gonna get the author avatar by get avatar, and let me show you that in the WordPress codex as well, so I don't miss anything out. Right, so that's basically the avatar, and in it, as you can see, here's the syntax as well. So for example, we got the post author ID over here, and the 30 is basically referring to the size itself. So as you can see here, I got this, the size is at 30, but when I'm echoing it, that's why it's showing that the size is really small over here. But inside the author page right now, it's gonna be like 90. Yeah. So I'm getting the avatar as well, but the size right now is at 90. So that's why it's a little bit bigger here. So basically you're just defining the size for that value, right? Finally, the author URL, which is basically this link, which is going to take you to the author URL. It's just connected to the post author ID again. So wherever Ango posts this, just get the author ID. So when you go to Ango, it takes you to Ango posts. So that's all the posts that Ango made. And as you could see here, we could just slide it too. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically how you guys make a author.php. Let me go also over the date, just one last thing. And over here in the single.php, I already explained this before, but let me just explain something in the date. Alright, the date, here it is. It's PHP the time, which is basically just a time. And the format, if we go into format string examples, I don't want to take a long time explaining this, but we're just getting the format of the date by the strings that's defined by WordPress. So L stands for like the full name for the day of the week, the full name for the month, and you could just know them over here. You don't have to memorize them. You could just get an example over here. Like for example, you want to show this just the year and the month, for example, you could just take this and just for example, let me remove this. Let me refresh this. Go into Ango. So yeah, as you can see right now, it's just the month and the year, but I want the date as well. So yeah. So alright, thank you guys so much for watching. This was Ango. Hope I didn't take much of your long time today, a long time of your day today. Anyways, let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I'm also gonna work on an archives page, and also we're gonna go do a comments, and let's see what we're gonna be doing from next day. Comment, like, and subscribe, And thank you so much for watching this video. Watch the previous video and stay tuned for the next video, alright? This was Engo, and you guys have a nice and beautiful day.